Hey guys, my name is Em and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video because it is going to be a readathon announcement and also my February/spring TBR, and I can't wait to talk to you about both of those things. So the readathon that I am going to talk to you about today is called Romanticiathon, and I am so excited to be announcing that I am a co-host for this readathon. This readathon was created by the amazing Tori from Tori Between Pages. I will link her down in the description box along with her announcement video in case I leave out any details. But basically, Romanticiathon is a fantasy romance inspired readathon hosted from February 12th to the 18th. It is a team-based readathon. There are 4 teams and I am a co-host for the team Chosen One Champs with my amazing best friend Lucy from Library of Lucy, who I will also tag down in the description box. And not to be biased or anything, but I think our team is the best and I think our team is gonna win. Definitely not competitive or anything, but you know, if you're gonna join a team, join the Chosen One Champs. So yeah, we are on the team Chosen One Champs. I will leave all of the information to the Instagram for the readathon, and also there is a Google Doc to where you can sign up to the readathon, because as I said, it is a team-based readathon, so you log the books that you read so that it can count towards your team. So let me talk you through the prompts for this team, and I will then tell you the books that I'm planning on reading for each prompt. So the first prompt for the team Chosen One Champs is to read a book with a badass main character. I feel like that could be any fantasy book, honestly, because all of them have amazing strong badass main characters and I love that. But the one that I've chosen to read for this prompt is Legendborn by Tracy Dion. I am so excited to read this book. I've actually wanted to read this book for ages. I started it like a couple years ago. I made it like 100 pages in and I kind of like soft DNF'd, but I think I was just not in the mood for it rather than just wasn't enjoying it. So I'm so excited to be picking back up this book and hopefully reading it. I'm not really sure what the actual premise of this book is, but I do know that our main character Bree is an absolute badass and she's just gonna absolutely slay this book. So this definitely fits for this prompt and I'm so excited to read it. Then the next prompt is to read a book with a character who has to fulfill their destiny, which kind of has like that chosen one trope in there. I'm pretty sure that I could also read Legendborn for that prompt, so if I do want to double up, I will probably be reading Legendborn for that as well, depending on how much time I have to actually read that week. But also I kind of want to attempt to read a book per prompt, so the book that I'm choosing for this prompt is The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni. Our main character has to fulfill her destiny of like, I think she's like a spy for the prison. She has some sort of like rebel connection in this prison, so this does kind of have that like chosen one fulfilling destiny trope, and I'm so excited to read this one. I picked this up a few months ago and I made it like again 100 pages in, but I'm so excited to come back to this book and I just know I'm gonna love it. Then the final prompt for the Chosen One Champs is to read a book with a pretty cover. I could use either of those 2 books for the pretty cover prompt, or honestly I could use like any fantasy romance for this because all of them have pretty covers. Again, if I'm gonna double up, I will just read one of those 2 books that I've just mentioned, but I am picking a book for every prompt just in case I somehow manage to read like so many books this week. So the book that I have chosen for this prompt is The Serpent and the Wings of Night. I don't remember the author, but I'll put the cover here. This book has been on my radar since I saw a raven-haired reader talk about it in one of her vlogs a few months ago, and it just looks so good. It gives like those perfect fantasy romance vibes. The cover is absolutely stunning and it makes me so excited to read it. This book is also available on Kindle Unlimited, so if I don't manage to pick up a physical copy before the readathon begins, I will be reading it on KU. And then there are 2 bonus prompts for all of the teams, and the first one is to read the group book, which is Court of Raven and Ruin by Eliza Rain. This book again looks absolutely stunning and I'm so excited to read this one. Also, it is available on Kindle Unlimited, so it hopefully is accessible to more people if you don't want to like pick up a physical copy. I am so excited to read this book. It looks absolutely amazing. And then the second bonus prompt is to read a book over 500 pages. I'm fairly sure that Legendborn is just 500 pages or slightly over 500 pages. I'm not 100% sure on that, so I'm assuming that Legendborn is 500 pages, but if not, then I may be skipping this prompt, but we'll see. You never know, I might be inspired to pick up a different book that is like 700 pages or something. You never know, the power of readathons. So yeah, that is my TBR for the Romanticiathon. Once again, I am the co-host for the team Chosen One Champs with the amazing Lucy from Library of Lucy. I would highly encourage you to join our team because I do think we're gonna win. And yeah, let me call out all of the amazing other co-hosts just so that you know who is joining in on this readathon. I love all of these people with my whole entire soul soul, and I'm so excited to be reading with them for the entire week. So we have Val from Literary Papier, we have Katie from Phantom Fable, we have Jan from Jan Agathon, we have Cami from Burrows and Books, we have Nikki from Nikki Lopez, we have me, Em from Perfect Paperbacks, we have Lucy from Library of Lucy, and then finally we have Katie from Katie's Booktok, and of course our amazing Tori from Tori Between Pages, who is the fabulous creator of this readathon. So yeah, that is all I will say about this readathon. I will leave all of the links down below in the description box for you to read more about it. Okay, so now moving on to my February TBR and also kind of like my spring TBR. February is of course the month of love. We have Valentine's Day in February. I love Valentine's Day so much. It's such a fun holiday, and I have a very exciting vlog coming out on Valentine's Day as well, so look out for that. And I love being a seasonal reader, which means that I have a lot of rom-coms on this TBR, because who doesn't want to read rom-coms on Valentine's Day? So yeah, let's get straight into the TBR. Okay, so the first book that I'm going to be hopefully reading in February is Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. This is the second book in the Dreamland Billionaires series. The third and final book just came out like last week. I do kind of want to pick that up as well this month, but I am actually currently reading this book. I'm like halfway through. I'm loving it so much. Declan and Iris are just an iconic couple, and yeah, I'm very excited to read this one. Then the next book that I want to read is Funny You Should Ask by Alyssa Sussman. This just screams Valentine's Day. First of all, the cover, like the cover, the pinks, the reds, it is so Valentine's themed, but also like this is a rom-com book about a woman who ends up like falling in love with her celebrity crush, and that just seems like the best vibe ever. So yeah, I'm so excited to read this book. It just looks amazing, and it's been on my TBR for ages, and I think, you know, what better time to read it than Valentine's Day. Harry Styles, if you're watching this could be us. Next up we have Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. I picked this book up in January and I made it like 50 pages in. I wasn't 100% obsessed with what I have read so far, but I do still want to give it another shot, and the second one is also coming out at the end of this month, and I do want to read that one as well. So yeah, this is a small town romance where our main character runs away from her wedding and she goes to visit her like estranged / criminal twin sister, who says that she needs her help, so she drives to this small town after running away from her wedding, and as soon as she gets there her sister steals her car, her money, everything, and then drives off, but leaves her with her niece that she never knew she had. So now Naomi is like stuck in this small town with this child that she now has to look after, and of course like their grumpy neighbor Knox kind of like invites himself into the situation and like tries to help them, and they just slowly become like this sort of family, and I think that that sounds so cute. I love a good small town romance, and I think that this book has amazing potential. I just wasn't really in the mood to read it when I picked it up. Next up we have a book that I have heard so many good things about and I've seen so many people love, but I have no idea what it's about, and that book is Say You Swear by Megan Brandy. This is a thick book, so I really don't know where I think I'm gonna get the time to read all of these books, because I literally have like exams for the first 2 weeks of February. I do have a midterm for the third week, but I have the fantasy romance readathon, and also I have my cousin coming to stay with me for that entire week, and then the week after like we're back at school. I really don't know when I think I'm gonna get the opportunity to read like all of these really thick books, but a girl can dream, you know, a girl can dream, and there's nothing like reading a good book when you're procrastinating doing other things. I've seen so many people love this book, like so many people love this book. I've seen people cry over this book, which leaves me very intrigued because I have no idea what it's about. I think that's the way you're supposed to go into this book though. I think you're kind of supposed to go in a little bit blind, so that is what I'm gonna do. But I just know that this book is like a potential second chance romance, or like kind of like reconnecting with your first love, something. I don't know. I'm gathering like maybe it's like a sports romance or a college romance or something. I don't know, but I'm very excited to read it. Next up we have Juniper Hill by Devney Perry. This is the second book in the Edens series. I read Indigo Ridge, which is the first one, in January, and I loved it so much. Like I literally fell in love with this book from page one. I'm doing a series read along for these books over on my Patreon, so I'll leave the link down in the description box if you want to join in on that. We read Indigo Ridge in January, and now we're reading Juniper Hill. I'm like compiling a vlog for all of the books, and then once I finish the series I will release the vlog. I think it will be pretty hard to beat my love for Indigo Ridge, but everyone says that this one is like by far the best. I'm so intrigued to see how it can possibly be better than Indigo Ridge. But yeah, again, another small town romance. I think there is also a little bit of a mystery in here. There was like a huge mystery plot in the first one, but I think there's like a small mystery plot in this one, and also we have like a single mother trope, and then he kind of like takes them in a way. I don't know how to describe it. That's not the right phrase that I'm looking for, but you know what I mean. So I'm very excited to be reading this book. So next up we have She Gets the Girl by Rachel Lapinnicott and Alison Derrick. First of all, these co-authors are wives. How fucking cute is that? Like, how cute is it that this married couple literally wrote a sapphic romance together? That's just goals, honestly. Like, literally, what could be more perfect? But yeah, I'm really excited to read this book. I was not a YA girly. Like, literally, if you'd have asked me, Emma, do you enjoy reading YA books? Do you read like YA romances or anything? I would have said no. Like, I'm not a YA girly. Like, I have nothing against them, but I just never really enjoyed them. But in the past like month, I've read so many amazing YA rom-coms and I have such high hopes for this one as well. I think that this is like fake dating. Yeah, this is fake dating where one of them helps the other to like get their crush and then naturally they end up falling in love with each other instead. Like, I've read this plot so many times, like literally like 50 times, but I will literally fall for it every single time. Like, it is the best trope out there and I'm so excited to read this. I just know that I'm gonna love this book and I haven't even read it yet. Okay, we are down to our final 2 books on this TBR and the next one we have is X's and O's by Amy Leah. I don't really know much about this book except I was immediately grabbed by the cover because it just gives Valentine's Day vibes and like rom-com vibes. Like, it's such a cute cover. And also what really intrigued me was the fact that our main character is a bookstagrammer. Like, she literally has an Instagram account dedicated to romance books and I want to read a rom-com about a bookstagrammer falling in love. So yeah, I'm very excited to read this book. I know nothing else other than that, and honestly that's kind of the way I want it because I feel like the more you know about a rom-com, like the more predictable it becomes. So I just kind of want to go in blind. All I know is that she's a bookstagrammer. This looks so cute and I've heard amazing things. And the final book on my February TBR is The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. I am so excited to read this book. Lynn Painter has quickly become one of my favorite authors, so I am very excited to read this book and I feel like this is the perfect book to read in February because this is literally about a girl who gets stuck in a time loop on Valentine's Day. She has to relive Valentine's Day over and over and then she meets this guy. She kind of notices that he's acting different in this time loop, so she realizes then that like he's also in this loop and they have to like work together to like figure shit out. I don't really know anything else about this book, but it just looks amazing and Lynn Painter just has a way of writing a rom-com that just has you instantly in love. Also, this book is my Patreon buddy read for the month of February, so there will be a dedicated reading vlog to reading this. I am just so excited to read this book. So here's my stack of books that I want to read in February. I don't know who I think I am and how much time I think I have to be reading all of these books, but I'm very excited about all of them and hopefully I can read a good few of them at least. If I don't get around to all of these in February, I will probably be continuing them into the next couple months because they're very like spring reads and I'm so excited for spring. So yeah, that is it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed seeing this February TBR. Let me know in the comments if you want to see me do like monthly TBRs. It's not really something that I've done before on my channel. I've done a few TBRs here and there, but I don't know if you guys want to see them monthly. Let me know because I'm kind of looking for like new videos to do and stuff. So let me know if you like watching TBRs. I will hopefully try to get them up earlier in the month for future months if I am doing them. And also I upload a monthly reading wrap up to my Patreon every month. But yeah, that is it for this video, guys. I'm so excited to read all of these books. Let me know in the comments what books you're reading in February. If you have any of these on your TBR or if you've read any of these, just let me know your thoughts. Also let me know if you're going to take part in the Romanticiathon and let me know if you're joining the Chosen One Champs as well. So yeah, that is it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Comment all the love emojis, hearts, flowers, anything you want for the month of love. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Stay amazing, stay kind, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!